Fox News decided to do the dumbest culture war segment of all time. They're going to ramble on for nearly 5 minutes about the flag. Take a look at this.
Vandals in New Paltz, New York, target a pizza parlor for the crime of painting an American flag mural. Laura spoke earlier with La Bella Pizza Bistro owner Maria Lasanti and Joey Garcia, a veteran who organized a parade to support the flag. Let's watch.
Before you even had this mural painted, I guess it was kind of an old wall, you wanted to spruce it up, you had some problems, I understand, with protesters. And for people who don't know where this is in New Paltz, New York, which is about 80 miles north of New York City. And it's a 14,000, 12,000 people in the town, small town. But what were the protesters' beef? What was their beef about the flag?
Well, they didn't want a flag. They thought that it meant a political position, and they were opposed.
Well, what political position is the flag other than this is the United States of America? Did you engage in any conversations with them?
No, I didn't. I really didn't interact with them at all. I just observed.
Well, how did they? Were they standing outside, Maria? Were they coming in and expressing themselves verbally to you, saying, "I'm not going to ever order one of your pizzas or grinders," or what?
I did have a few people come in and say they couldn't support my store any longer because they felt that I took a political position, so that they couldn't spend their money.
Wait a second. Okay. Are these college kids? Because I know you got a college. You got a state university in New Paltz, right? In
Yes.
town. Were they college kids?
No, in particular, that was not a college kid that came in and told me that.
Oh, that's a relief. Okay, so that happened. And then fast forward to the paint splattered all over the mural. Now, people across the country are wondering, why are we focused on this small town in New York and this one mural and this one defacement of a mural? And we're focusing on it because it's our flag, and it represents a lot. Joey, you're a veteran. You saw that this had happened in your hometown. You decided to do what and why?
So when I saw the pushback she was getting for putting an American flag mural up, I personally had a problem with that. So I had the idea, why don't we have an event where we all just come together in support of the flag, in support of the mural, and show our support. And I wasn't sure how it was going to go, what kind of turnout we'd get. We ended up having like 400 or 500 people came out. It was amazing. We all had our flags. We showed our support. It was a great, positive, peaceful day.
And Joey, did you have a chance to speak to any of these brave protesters who were against this mural? Did you ever engage in any meaningful dialogue with any of them?
I tried. There's not much meaningful dialogue to be had with most of them. The day of the event, we had some of them show up.
Oh, yeah, I see them.
I tried to talk to them, tried to, explain, hey, you guys have the right to be out here, so do we. Let's keep it peaceful. They really didn't want to hear any of that. I was labeled many different names by people, some of these protesters, some people in the community for putting this walk together. But it was just about supporting our flag, our military, and our law enforcement.
Joey, does it seem like these protesters, just from the way they appear, it's an aggressive, I don't even know if it's protest, it's an aggressive intimidation campaign. They're trying to intimidate Maria to put something else up there to frighten her. That's why they have like the black flags. It looks more like ISIS than, any type of peaceful protest that I was used to seeing growing up. So their goal is to do what, really? To have more dialogue or to shut it down?
To shut it down. They disagree with it, so they'd rather it just go away and not be there. And they didn't want us to be out there that day. Like I said, we had 400 or 500 of us. There was
That's
like
great.
20 of them.
That's great.
And we just did our thing. Our chance for USA, their chance, you can't say on TV.
Oh, yeah, they cursed. They're, by definition, bad people. You heard Laura Ingraham at the end there? They look like ISIS. This is all so stupid. It's all, that entire segment, everything that happened here, this is weaponizing the culture war. So, listen, don't get me wrong. Chomsky said a while ago that Antifa is a gift to the right. They get mad at you when you say it wrong. Antifa. There you go. Antifa is how you're supposed to say it. Somehow it sounds super elitist, even though they're defined as like being against the elite. But Antifa. Yes. But Chomsky said they're a gift to the right. I happen to agree with him on that. But this is like weaponizing the culture war in an attempt to keep getting Republicans elected so that the Republicans can keep robbing the 99% blind and continue our interventionist wars and keep up the status quo. And Fox News is so successful at this. They're amazingly successful at this. Because I guarantee you, every fucking 65-year-old white dude watching this in his, local fucking deli or whatever, they get really triggered and riled up on, man, that's my flag, man. Get off my damn flag, man. And it's like, who gives a shit? Listen, for the people who are nominally on the left here who are protesting, who are saying, well, I don't know if you saw, they're holding up "No Borders, No Nation" signs. I don't even know what that means. Like, if these people got power, what would you do? We are now proposing the Abolish All Nations Act. Like, what is... That's just goofy, man. That's just goofy. But, like, what do you think is going to happen is the main point to the people who are getting all triggered by this. Like, who cares? Okay, they're against the flag. And then now me, I actually have a belief on the flag that's a little mixed. I think it represents everything about America. So, yes, you look at the flag and you could say, hey, man, that represents Lincoln freeing the slaves. Hey, that represents the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and that represents the Marshall Plan, and that represents the vibrant labor unions and workers' rights movement in this country. So it can represent a lot. But it could also represent the Iraq War. And it could also represent being the world's sole superpower and being imperialistic. And it can also represent Donald Trump. It could also represent Colin Kaepernick. It could, it means anything to anybody because it's the American flag and we're all Americans and all of the actions our government takes, by definition, those actions are the Americans' actions. So who gives a shit? You got one side acting like the flag is horrendous and terrible. You got the other side acting like it's an affront to common sense and reason to be against a flag, and therefore, by default, everything the flag represents is wonderful and awesome, and this is non-political, and we're just above the fray, and we're just supporting our military and our law enforcement. But that itself is also political. Like, oh, I support our military. What does that mean? Do you also support all the wars that we're doing? Because that's, by definition, a political thing to believe, and that also happens to be dead wrong if you support all the wars. So, this is just... They use this, they weaponize this issue to say, look at all these crazy young hordes of college kids who are fucking idiots, who don't know anything, who are going to bring down this nation, and we're the adults in the room who know that you're obviously supposed to genuflect at this piece of cloth. And that's not to think like that makes you the height of reason and Enlightenment values. That's just not true. In fact, again, one of the oldest tricks in the book is weaponizing symbolism for uber nationalistic reasons to try to cut off all legitimate criticism. Say, what do you mean? Oh, you're not sufficiently patriotic. I am sufficiently patriotic, so therefore, whatever policies I'm for are correct by default. And you're not even allowed in the realm of discussion because you're some fucking pie-in-the-sky lefty who hates our flag, and therefore, when I say, let's pass a Blue Lives Matter bill, let's invade another brown country, let's do another round of tax cuts for the rich, you shut the fuck up and take it, because obviously I mean well, because I'm the one defending our piece of cloth. It's a fucking piece of cloth. Can we grow the fuck up? Anything to deflect and not talk about healthcare and Medicare for all, free college, a living wage, unions, ending the drug war. Anything to not talk about the substantive issues, because on the substantive issues, they're totally wrong. So just, I don't know. They hate the flag and we like it. So we're the good guys, right? Right?